Hey, I'm Cadence Kidwell here at Fuzzy Goat. We are surrounded by color. As you can tell, we just love it that way. You know, when I first started, I had a lot in the yarn shop. I had a lot of grays and neutrals and creams, and we still have some of those, but those aren't the colors that I really get excited about. So as we all started to get to know each other, the grays and creams became much less dominant in both our ordering. Well, first, I guess, in you all's choices, because you would see that it was okay to wear color, because we were wearing color. And over time, we just have all this lovely stuff now. And yes, I see some grays and creams, and I even knit a cream sweater over there. This year, if I turned there that way, right, let's see if I can get my finger in it. Right there is my Nola, but it has different color flowers on the sleeves. So anyway, I've got lots of color to share with you today. I want you to be able to see that in the background there. Okay, cool. So it is still super hot here. School has started. We cannot say summer is over. We're not gonna be able to say that for quite a while. So while it's going to be warm here for quite some time, we are really looking at our fully stocked, really great section of our plant fiber yarns. So we have some new ones that came in recently that I want to share with you, along with a sample that goes with it. So this is our friends, our good friends at Sweet Georgia Yarn. And though we would like to think they're in our same state, they're actually over in Vancouver on the Georgia River. And this is Flaxen Silk DK. We have their Flaxen Silk Fine. Let me find one that's, we have their Flaxen Silk Fine, and we've had that. And Melissa's knit with it. I love it also. But when we were at market, we talked to Veronica about how we wish they had it in a DK blend. And she goes, you know, we used to make it in a DK blend. And they're like, oh, would you make it for us? And so voila, we have Flaxen Silk DK. So all those DK sweaters that we love, you can knit this in. It is flax and silk, just like the name. As they say in Britain, just like it says on the tin. It is 65% silk and 35% linen. So it's not going to be slippery like all silk. It's not going to be too stiff like all linen. It's just really lovely. And Elaine has knit up, oops, I've got it sandwiched here, a brand new sample for us, the Fir Rib Skinny. Look how fun that is. Let's put that on. Let's see. Oops. Come around this way. I want the little point that down there like that, you know. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna be kind of French with this. I'll be French. So this feels great in this silk and linen. It feels cool on my skin. Isn't that cute? Look at that rib in there. Elaine knit that up at lickety split. One skein. Fir, F-I-R, Rib Skinny. And it is in this color here, Mandarin. Yes. But you could also knit it in the same color that my sweater is in, which I will talk about shortly. Deep Cove. Really, any of these, right? I mean, like, I could use a little scarf like this in any of these colors. But you can also use it if you want to make a garment, of course. Any of these Riptide options. Let me get it so you don't have a glare on it. So Riptide, and I know that's backwards for you all, but I do have the link up at the Sweet Georgia Yarns Flaxen DK. We're doing a knit along here in the lodge, but you can join along at home too. There's just some really great versions of the Riptide. You could do a vest, you could do a tank, you could do a split hem, you can do a tee, V-neck, lots of those, and you could use the DK for that because I think it could also act as a sport. A lot of those patterns call for sport or DK, and you could use these even for the sport ones. So we were really pleased with those. Love the color. That whole shelf over there just looks really great. Elaine has been super busy for us because she also knit this sample for us. This is out of Treasure. Let me get that basket. It was hard to pick a color to have her knit this one in because there were so many great ones here. South Salem, New York. Mary, that sounds just lovely. This is the Joji Locatelli Amren Shawl. It was featured in our Fuzzy Fix with a skein of copper corgi. Elaine knit this for us in the Treasure Goddess because we wanted you all to see how it drapes, how it feels if you get to be in the store. So one skein of this, and this is bamboo and linen, 70% bamboo, 30% linen, and 437 yards. Elaine is a tighter knitter than I am, and so I used what was left to make the fringe. I do think it was called for 14 inches to make these little tassel-y things. I think I could have done 13, and then I wouldn't have had to fudge so much down at the end. But let me show you what I did, and you're probably, some of you purists, it may bother you. The rest of you may think, oh, thank goodness you told me what I could do. So, I'm doing it, fairly evenly. Oh, I see one I haven't cut open yet. Along the way, and then I get down to here, and I see that I get down to here, and I see that I can make 2 more. You see that I have 3. So I just split the difference between the 2 that I still had, and Elaine left nice long tails after she wove in, but she doesn't cut them until after we block it. So I cut the tail, and I made, you can see it's only got like 4 strings instead of 6 on that one. But when you're wearing it and it's all around you and everything, who's going to notice? So even though it's going to be super hot today, I am not hot because I have bamboo, linen, and silk on. So the Treasure Goddess, if you wanted to see what that was like, it would also talk about neutrals. It would be lovely in this white sand right here. That would be really pretty. One skein will make this Amren Shawl. And depending on how you cut your fringe and how you knit, how much fringe you'll get. But I would not be obsessive over making sure you planned out all your fringe. When you get right down here towards the end, I would just make do. I wouldn't cut it all out and plan it out. There's too many other things to knit. Blocking. I blocked both of these pieces, even though they were plant fibers, because it did really open up the lace. So even though it isn't springy like a animal fiber, it still really benefited from some blocking. And Elaine just did a fabulous job on these. All right, what else I want to show you is, let's see, what I'm wearing, because I'm going to make another one. I know that's kind of lame, like there's so many patterns out there, but I did not find another one that I love as much as this. And I really sometimes do wear it every week and would probably wear it more. So because we got more of the flaxen silk fine, and I love my green, I'm going to make a green one. In fact, I've already plotted out because yes, it is see-through. You have to wear a tank top underneath it. And I've already plotted it. So I've got one that matches this. I've already plotted out my green one that's going to match this one here. So I'm going to make one in basil. I love the way this drapes. It feels great on the skin. When it's cold outside, I can wear a long sleeve t-shirt over it. When it's hot outside, I just wear the tank top, and I try to get cotton ones so that they're not too clingy and they breathe, and it just feels really good. Even I can still wear my knitwear even when it's super warm. But then if I do go into air conditioning, I got some sleeves, but the sleeves don't make me hot because you can see that they're open and everything. So I'm going to make another one of these. It'll be really interesting. I talk about how my gauge is really loose. It'll be interesting to see, and I take notes. I know what size needle I used last time. Is my gauge even looser now? I don't know. So we'll see what size needle I actually end up using. But look at all these choices that all of you guys could use here. There's the green, and then you can also use sea silk, which has a little bit more of a shine to it because it is made with silk and sea cell, where this is made with silk and linen. And so this is lovely as well. This one is called Beach House. And this is really easy because, and it's reversible too. It's got these big cables on it. In fact, I started wearing it this way. I had been wearing it the other way, inside out. I even tried to do the little French tuck there. I don't know that I'm very successful at it, but you can see, so you can have subtle cables or you can have more pronounced cables. And I've been wearing it like this recently, and Melissa's like, that, I didn't even know that the cables really showed up. So there you go. I'm just really happy with this, and I can't wait to have another one. I have another little trick to show you. I'm going to get a little closer to the camera because I wear maybe too much information. My bras have really wide straps. Because I'm on my feet so much, it's important that my back doesn't hurt. And so I've really looked for just the right undergarment that doesn't make everything way too hurt my back and does all that. And so my straps are really wide. So sometimes they inch up into my neckline, and sometimes I'll watch my lives and I'll be like, oh my God, I didn't get that out of there. I finally found a hack, and we've got them for you. Okay. So we're calling them Stay Kid, and they are these little strap minders, and I'm going to get up closer and show you how mine is. And when you get a package of our Stay Kid, you get 3, so you could leave them in your sweaters. And so this one I just leave in my sweater, and let's see if I can show you. It's hooked in there. It's like a safety pin, but then this little gadget goes and clips on there, and you can slide it around, and that keeps the undergarment from going forward into your neckline. Isn't that cool? I just love little hacks like that. Things my mother, if she had known about, would have definitely helped me out in figuring that out. So I'm glad to be that person that can help you figure that out. Now, if you are wistful for cooler weather, and who isn't, we did get some really great Ikigai kits in this week. So Elaine did this sample for us previously, and so we now have the kit for that. Look at this beautiful bundle of yarn back in stock. It is very easy knit because you knit in the round, no purling, just knit the whole time and changing colors according to the recipe. The name of the sweater, Sally, is, you're right, I didn't say that, did I? Hakuji. I linked to it in both the flaxen silk fine and the sea silk lace. It's a Japanese pattern, and it's spelled Hakuji. The picture, though the model and the sample is lovely, you can't really see the cables in it as well, so don't pass it up. So we have this one in the classic, the Ikigai kit in the classic, and we got a new one this year. This one is called Color Remix, and so we don't have the sample yet, but you can see how instead of the cream and the gray, it's more of this, I don't know, is it a blue? Is it a sage? It's really pretty. It's more of the sage with the white and then some really brights in this little bundle here. Isn't that pretty? So you can make either one of those. And then there's another new kit. And Elaine, if you're watching, we're definitely going to want a sample of this one here. This is the Hayden, same concept, with where you knit it in a tube, but this one has really kind of like a really great basket weave feel to it. And look at all those fun colors. You could even think of other things to do with it. I mean, there's enough yarn in there that you could really make a sweater with that. And it was really interesting because Graham, who's been working with us, helped us put the kits together yesterday. And to help him figure out which colors went in there, I gave him the sample so he could put those together. And he had it around his neck. He was like, I want to knit this. This feels great. So there you go. There's a testimony right from the person who's working here but hasn't done a lot of knitting himself. We're getting him worked into that. That's what I got to show you today. So lots of just plant fibers. People come in and go, where are your summer yarns? And we've got a whole section of them over there. And right up there, front and center, is our Sweet Georgia Yarns and our Treasure Goddess. And with the Treasure Goddess, we've got this really beautiful sample. took me a minute to get the fringe on it so that we could show it off, but now we do. So thank you all for watching. Let us know if we can help you put projects together, answer your questions. You can text us at 229-236-GOAT, and Melissa is back with me in the shop today, and both of us will just be on fire to help you out. Thank you.